In the glittering world of global finance, few stories are as enigmatic as that of Peter Lim. From a humble two-bedroom government flat in Singapore to the owner's box of a legendary Spanish football club, Lim's journey is a masterclass in ambition, risk, and the sheer power of the stock market. Known as the Remisier King, he transformed a few $1,000s into a multi-billion-dollar empire. But with great wealth comes great controversy. Today, his name is cheered in boardrooms and cursed in the streets of Valencia. This is the untold story of Peter Lim, the man who bought his way to the top, and the challenges that come when a billionaire's dream meets a city's passion. Born in 1953, Peter Lim Eng Hoc's beginnings were as humble as they come in post-war Singapore. His father was a fishmonger, a man of simple means who worked grueling hours to provide for his large family. They lived in a cramped two-bedroom government flat in Bukit Ho Swee, a neighborhood that at the time was a far cry from the modern metropolis we see today. Imagine 11 people sharing that tiny space where privacy was a luxury and every day was a lesson in communal living and survival. Despite the hardships, Lim was intellectually gifted. He secured a spot at the prestigious Raffles Institution, the oldest and one of the most elite schools in Singapore. It was here that he was first exposed to the children of the city's wealthy and powerful. He saw the disparity between his world and theirs, and instead of bitterness, it fueled a burning ambition. He knew that education and hard work were his only tickets out. Determined to gain a global perspective, he set his sights on Australia for his higher education, but the cost was prohibitive. To fund his accountancy and finance degree at the University of Western Australia in Perth, Lim became a master of the side hustle before the term even existed. He worked as a taxi driver, navigating the streets of Perth at all hours. He worked as a cook in fast food restaurants, flipping burgers and cleaning grills. He waited tables in busy cafes. These weren't just odd jobs, they were the forge in which his legendary work ethic was tempered. He learned how to manage time, how to deal with difficult people, and most importantly, the value of a single dollar. These early struggles instilled in him a groundedness that would remain even after he became a billionaire. He didn't just study finance in the classroom, he lived it on the streets. When Lim returned to Singapore with his degree, he didn't take the safe route of a corporate accountant. The siren call of the stock market was too strong. In the early 1980s, he became a remisier, essentially a freelance stockbroker who earns a commission on every trade. It was a high-pressure, high-reward environment where only the sharpest survived. Lim didn't just survive, he dominated. He possessed an uncanny ability to read market sentiment and a photographic memory for numbers. But his real secret weapon was his network. He built deep, trusting relationships with wealthy Indonesian tycoons who were looking to invest their capital in the growing Singaporean market. They didn't just want a broker, they wanted a strategist. Lim's reputation for discretion and accuracy grew so immense that he was crowned the Remisier King. In a world of sharks, he was the apex predator. By the early 1990s, Lim was already a millionaire many times over. But he wasn't content with just commissions. He wanted to be the one making the big bets. In 1991, he made the most significant investment of his life. He put 10 million US dollars into a small, relatively unknown palm oil startup called Wilmar International, founded by Kuo Kun Hong. To most, it looked like a risky venture in a volatile commodity market. But Lim saw the long game. He recognized that as Asia's population grew and modernized, the demand for edible oils would skyrocket. He held his position for over a decade, weathering market crashes and economic cycles. His patience was rewarded beyond his wildest dreams. When Wilmar grew into the world's largest palm oil processor and went public, Lim's initial $10 million stake was worth a staggering $1.5 billion. He had transitioned from a man who brokered deals for others to one of the most powerful private investors in the world. This was the moment Peter Lim became a household name in the global financial elite. With his fortune secured, Peter Lim's interests shifted from the balance sheet to the stadium. Like many billionaires, he was drawn to the prestige and passion of professional sports. He was a lifelong football fan, particularly of the English Premier League. In 2010, he made a high-profile £320 million bid for Liverpool FC. Though the bid was ultimately rejected in favor of Fenway Sports Group, it signaled Lim's arrival on the international sports scene. He wasn't just a spectator anymore, he wanted to be a player. 4 years later, he found his target in Spain. Valencia CF, a club with a rich history and a fiercely loyal fan base, was on the brink of financial collapse. Drowning in over 350 million euros of debt, and with construction on their new stadium halted for years, the club was desperate. Lim stepped in as the White Knight. In May 2014, after a long and complex negotiation process, he acquired a 70% stake in the club for approximately 420 million euros. The city of Valencia erupted in joy. Thousands of fans gathered at the Mestalla Stadium to welcome their new owner. Lim promised to wipe out the debt, complete the new Mestalla, and invest heavily in the squad to challenge the dominance of Real Madrid and Barcelona. He even brought in high-profile figures and players, leveraging his connections with the powerful agent Jorge Mendes. For a moment, it felt like a new era of glory had begun. The club returned to the Champions League, and the Valencianistas believed they finally had the financial muscle to match their historical prestige. But in the world of football, money and success are rarely a straight line. The honeymoon was about to end, in a way no one expected. The decline began slowly, then accelerated with a series of controversial decisions that alienated the fan base. Fans watched in horror as the club's sporting projects seemed to disintegrate. Beloved managers like Marcelino, who had led the team to a Copa del Rey title and Champions League qualification, were abruptly sacked after reported disagreements with the ownership. Even more painful for the fans was the fire sale of the club's best talents. Star players like Ferran Torres, Rodrigo Moreno, and the club captain Dani Parejo, the heart and soul of the team, were sold off, often for prices that fans felt were far below their market value. To the supporters, it looked like Lim was stripping the club of its assets to balance the books, with little regard for the team's competitiveness on the pitch. The new Mestalla, once a symbol of hope, remained a derelict concrete shell, a haunting reminder of unfulfilled promises. The narrative around Lim shifted from savior to villain. Critics and fans alike accused him of using Valencia as a platform for his business interests and his close ties with super agent Jorge Mendes, rather than prioritizing the club's success. The protests became a weekly occurrence. Thousands of fans would march through the streets of Valencia, waving yellow banners with the simple, stark message, "Lim, go home." The tension reached an international breaking point in late 2024. Two Valencia fans, a couple on their honeymoon in Singapore, were detained by local authorities after they were seen protesting against Lim near his residence. Their passports were confiscated, and they were held for several days. This incident ignited a firestorm of media coverage across Europe and Asia. It highlighted the extreme disconnect between a billionaire owner living thousands of miles away and a community whose identity is inextricably linked to their football club. To the people of Valencia, the club is a public trust, a piece of their heritage. To Peter Lim, it appears to be a challenging investment in a volatile industry. The clash between these two perspectives has created one of the most bitter ownership disputes in modern sports history. While the headlines in Spain are often dominated by anger and controversy, Peter Lim's life in Singapore tells a different story. He remains a deeply private individual, a phantom billionaire who rarely grants interviews and shuns the limelight. He lives in a high-security luxury apartment building, which he owns, and moves in a circle of global elites, including royalty and sporting legends. His friendship with Cristiano Ronaldo is well documented. Lim's company Mint Media owns the superstar's image rights. This connection is more than just business. It's a glimpse into the world Lim now inhabits, a world of private jets, exclusive events, and global influence. His daughter, Kim Lim, has also become a prominent figure, a socialite and entrepreneur who uses her platform to showcase a lifestyle of immense wealth, but also to support her father's philanthropic efforts. And it is in philanthropy where Lim's legacy in Singapore is most firmly rooted. Since 2010, he has committed more than $60 million to various charitable causes. His crown jewel is the Sof Peter Lim Scholarship, which has helped thousands of young Singaporean athletes from humble backgrounds pursue their dreams. It's a full-circle moment for a man who once worked as a cook and taxi driver to fund his own education. He hasn't forgotten where he came from, even if the path he took to get where he is now has been fraught with complexity. Beyond sports and charity, Lim's business empire continues to evolve. He has significant holdings in healthcare through the Thomson Medical Group, real estate, and hospitality. He is a man who understands the long-term value of essential services. While his football venture may be his most public challenge, his broader portfolio remains a testament to the strategic thinking that earned him the title of Remisier King decades ago. He is a master of diversification, ensuring that his empire remains resilient even when one sector faces turmoil. The story of Peter Lim is a complex tapestry of grit, brilliance, and the inevitable friction that occurs when a billionaire's cold logic meets a community's burning passion. From the cramped flats of Bukit Ho Swee to the boardroom of a global empire, he has proven that with enough determination and a keen eye for opportunity, anything is possible. He climbed the highest peaks of the financial world, turning a few $1,000s into a fortune that most can only dream of. But as his tenure at Valencia CF shows, wealth brings a different kind of scrutiny. In the stock market, success is measured in numbers. In the hearts of fans, it's measured in loyalty, tradition, and trophies. Lim's journey serves as a powerful reminder that while money can buy assets, it cannot easily buy a legacy of love and respect. Whether he is ultimately viewed as a visionary who saved a dying club or a distant owner who lost its soul, Peter Lim remains one of the most fascinating figures of our time. He is a man of contradictions, a reclusive billionaire who owns a public-facing football club, a self-made success who is now the target of public ire, and a philanthropist who still remembers the value of a hard-earned dollar. One thing is certain, the Remisier King has left an indelible mark on the world. His life is a masterclass in the power of the markets and the complexities of global ownership. As the sun sets over the Singapore skyline, the story of Peter Lim continues to unfold. One trade, one investment, and one match at a time. Thank you for joining us for this in-depth look at the life and career of Peter Lim. His story is a reminder of the incredible heights one can reach and the challenges that wait at the summit. If you found this documentary insightful, please give it a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of Peter Lim's legacy? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our future deep dives into the world's most influential figures. Until next time.